Hello and welcome to our Year with the Ears, our daily vlog where we relive our year living in the Walt Disney World resorts in 2019. Today is day 229.
It's moving day again today, but we were out so late last night that we slept in as late as we possibly could, woke up, threw our stuff together, and called Bell Services to transfer our bags. We checked out of the Contemporary and headed on the monorail over to the Polynesian, where we have another theme park view room. Just a few days ago, we were theme park view at the Grand Floridian, and we had that really kind of interesting theme park view. We were really hoping the view at Polynesian was going to be better than that. When we got to the Polynesian, we checked in at the front desk, and they told us our room would probably not be ready until closer to 4 o'clock. So we headed over to Captain Cook's and used the microwaves that they have available there to heat up some leftovers. Of course, we did eat very late last night and we did not eat all of our food, so that was what we had for lunch today. After we had our lunch, we headed back into the lobby and got comfortable in some of the chairs there and set up to start working for the rest of the afternoon until our room was ready.
We worked together to put a list together of different blog posts we can put on the Here with the Ears website, just kind of a brainstorm session together, like what would be really helpful to other people. That way we have an idea of what we should be writing about on the website. We also launched the pre-order for those amazing Galaxy's Edge shirts that Robert designed not very long ago. We had several people say they were interested in them. We're like, okay, well, we'll try and do a pre-order for these as well, just like we did for the home shirts, and see how it goes. I think these look so amazing, and we were really hoping these would do well too.
And since this time, I have uploaded those to TeePublic, so if you look in the link down in the description, you can find those there, and you don't have to do a pre-order or anything. You can just order them right there. I've got mine, and I'm very, very happy with it. And then after we were done brainstorming our blog post ideas, I had a project I needed to work on. I had a photo of the map from Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, and it had places where you could see there were some characters, but it didn't tell you who was where. So I went through and I was working on creating a version of the map that let you know exactly where all of the characters were, so you could prioritize and strategize your time at the Halloween party and make sure you got the characters you wanted to see. Around 4 o'clock, we did get the text message that our room was ready, so we headed over to the building, and just from where the building was located, I knew this was going to be a really good theme park view. Obviously, we're at the Polynesian. We're all the way across the Seven Seas Lagoon, so you're not going to see as much of the theme park because you're not as close, but I know you can see Cinderella Castle from a lot of the places at the resort, so we were really excited about this room. We went up to the room and took pictures of all the details in there and then did a room tour for Facebook and YouTube. Now this room is 2 queen beds, and we also have a pull-down sofa over there that has a twin bed on there. So we can sleep 5 people in this room. If you need to book up to 5 people, you can do that here. On our right, we have our desk, which does include this awesome tiki lamp that I am a big fan of, and I'm hoping one day I can get one kind of like this because it looks really cool, but it also has a little hidden Mickey on either side of his head there. So love the lamp itself, but then adding a little hidden Mickey was a great extra detail. And you can see that entire room tour linked in the description below and up there in the corner.
As soon as that was over, we headed towards the green grassy area because there's something we tried to do when we were here at the Polynesian for almost 2 weeks that we never got to do because it either rained out, or if it did actually happen, we were somewhere else at the time. And that is the Polynesian torch lighting ceremony. I'd been really looking forward to this and really wanted to see it, but we just never got to see it. They do it 5 nights a week, and either we were never available or it just kept getting rained out. We're like, okay, I'm really hoping it happens today. We haven't had much rain. And sure enough, they were able to do the ceremony, so we were super excited. Robert was ready with the video camera. I took a million photos because I was so excited and just wanted to enjoy this. They start inside the lobby where they start the ceremony there, and then you do walk outside to the green where they actually do the torch lighting ceremony, and it is an amazing ceremony to watch. We really enjoyed seeing this and being able to share it with everyone in a video.
Everybody put your hands together to the beat of the drums.
if you'd like to watch that entire ceremony, it is linked down in the description below. As soon as it was finished, we headed towards the marina because we do want to head to Magic Kingdom, but we had to stop along the way because we heard some live music, and we just have to stop every time we hear live music. It's one of those really special things that seems to happen at a lot of the Disney resorts, and we love it because there are so many talented musicians, and we get to hear so many of them while we're staying in the resorts.
I'm a big boy on the Saturday, the color from Harvey McCoy. Squeal chicken, don't forget the loud, little man skills that never I like my fish and boy. I'm a big boy on the Saturday, the color from Harvey McCoy.
After listening to the music for a few minutes, we headed to the boat and took it over to Magic Kingdom because we really wanted to play Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom. We got that really awesome Halloween card, and we want to see what it does. We have no idea what it does, and we're kind of addicted to seeing what all the different characters do in Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom now. So we headed over and just spent a couple hours in the park going around to see all the different characters and cards that we have and see what they do and what their powers are.
And of course, we were also pin trading too, because a lot of the tap points for Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom are near stores and things like that, where you happen to find cast members with lanyards on that you can trade pins with. So we were trading pins and playing Sorcerers. As we were playing Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom, we realized we were very hungry and probably should get something to eat, but we didn't want quick service. We wanted to try and find a table service restaurant, preferably one that we haven't eaten at yet. So we looked in Magic Kingdom and couldn't really find anything we wanted to go to, or we'd already eaten there, so we couldn't go there. And then I started looking at the monorail resorts, figured it's a quick monorail ride back to our resort if we eat at one of those. And I found a reservation coming up really soon for 1900 Park Fare, and we've never eaten there before. And we're really hungry, so a buffet sounds really good. So we made the reservation, and after we finished playing Sorcerers, we hopped on the boat over to Grand Floridian to eat at 1900 Park Fare. When we got there, we checked in for our reservation, and in the little waiting area, waiting to go into the restaurant, they had a slushie machine with mango slushies that were just there for you to have while you waited for your table. And I'm already liking this buffet even more than any of the others I've been to because they're giving me free slushies before I even get in. Once we got in and got seated, we went straight to the buffet, and oh my goodness, they have a ridiculous amount of food here at 1900 Park Fare. It is probably the biggest selection of food I've seen at any buffet here on property, and it's kind of split in half. There's two sections to the buffet. We thought it was just a mirror image so you could go to one side and get the same thing as the other. And as I was looking around getting food, I was talking to Alyssa, and she went over to the other side just to get some video, and she found out that it was not actually a mirror image. There was different food on each side of the buffet, so it was even bigger than we thought it was.
They had so many different selections of food, from salads to soups to meats. It was really hard to choose what we wanted, and you only get so much that fits on your plate, and then you like double plate it so you got one in each hand, and there were still so many different options. We're like, okay, we have to take this a little bit at a time. And I'm one of those people, I want to know what I'm going to spend a lot of time on. So my first round is always a little bit of everything so that when I go back, I focus on the things I really enjoyed. So I just had two very full plates of so many different options so that I could come back later for more.
I was getting several different things as well, but I did zero in on the strawberry soup just like they had at club level. And I was very excited to see this because at club level it came in little bitty cups, and here I have big bowls. So I got me some strawberry soup, and I went to the carving station where they had prime rib that was incredible. I have not been to a buffet on property that has prime rib. There may be one, but at this point, I've never been to one. And man, it was so good.
And then to top it all off, we haven't even talked about dessert yet. There were two different dessert sections. There was kind of like the kids one, I guess, had like gummies and stuff. I mean, I say that, but let's be honest, dessert is for everyone. There should never be a thing where it's like, oh, those are kids' desserts. No, sugar is for everyone. It makes everyone happy. But we did head over to the second section, which is kind of the adult one as well, to check that out. Ultimately, there were a lot of desserts, and we pretty much liked all of them. And again, we got multiple plates of these because we are going to eat as much as we can to get our money's worth.
Although I really, really like the bread pudding. I think that was probably my favorite of everything. I did try a lot of stuff, but I kept coming back to that bread pudding because it was so good.
And besides all the amazing food that they have here, this restaurant also has characters. They have Cinderella and Prince Charming, which, I mean, is great. I mean, we all love them. But the highlight and the stars stars of the show, in my opinion, are the stepsisters and stepmother from Cinderella, because they totally stole the show tonight and made this experience even more enjoyable. We were already double plating on the table, we had food everywhere, and then they came around to talk to us, and they spent so much time with us, which I really appreciated, because a lot of times, as two adults who don't have kids with us, I feel like we don't get to see the characters as much. In this case, they wouldn't leave. It almost got awkward, but it was also really awesome because we got to interact with them. And they didn't just interact with you at the table, they were yelling and screaming all over the place, so you were kind of interacting with them across the room as well.
These were seriously some of the best character interactions I've had anywhere,
Yes.
but especially at one of the character meals. Usually you don't have a lot of interaction, like she said, as an adult couple with no kids, but in this case, they totally made up for that. They were so much fun, and we were just laughing the entire night.
Honestly, I'm pretty lazy. I do nothing for that. Hello there.
Hi, how are you?
This evening.
We're good.
Well, I could be better. I put on a diamond tiara on, but you know. Someone has a bow on just to be like me.
I do. It's just for you.
Do you know why I wear a bow? Because Mother says I'm the gift of the kingdom. Woo! You know who doesn't have a bow? Because she's not the gift of the kingdom.
There can only be one.
Exactly. So you're the gift in training. I'm the official gift.
Thanks to them, I'm pretty sure this is our most memorable character
Yeah.
meal we've ever had. In fact, I don't really remember any of the others except for this one. After we were done eating, we headed out of the restaurant, and as you're exiting, they actually had a PhotoPass photographer there with Cinderella's slipper sitting on a pillow. You could take a picture of it, take a picture with it. So of course we did that before heading back over towards Polynesian. We could walk all the way back, or we could take the monorail all the way around the loop to Polynesian. It's the last stop before you get to Grand Floridian. So we decided to walk. We just ate a ton. We're not feeling so stuffed that we can't handle the walk, and it's cooled off a little from earlier in the day. So we started walking back from Grand Floridian to Polynesian, and we saw the most beautiful moon rising on the horizon. Unfortunately, didn't have my camera with me, just the phone, so we weren't able to really capture it. But it was huge, rising up over kind of by the TTC, and by the time we got back to our room and I did have my camera, it had already cleared the clouds and was looking like a normal moon on a normal night. It was just one of those moments you had to be there, I guess. When we got back to the room, we went out on the balcony and just enjoyed sitting out there with our theme park view, talking for a little while about the amazing meal we just had and how much fun we've had with Sorcerer's the Magic Kingdom and everything, and making our game plan for the next couple days. And that was the end of our day today, so we'll see you tomorrow
For our Year with the Ears.